Well, hello my friends and good morning. We are facing a different way. We're still in the studio. Yes, I have these lovely little babies in here with me. Well, I'm just gonna climb on my lap. Just you wait. But I wanted to have my tree in the background. Hi Wanda. Hello. Hello, good morning. Good morning everybody. Today's already been a busy day. Oh my gosh, I keep pushing this table and it's making a noise. Okay, we need to get down, thank you. My husband and I are trying to go to the gym early now because just lots of reasons. Why will this not stay? Like, I've got you on a little sculpting turntable and it just keeps turning and I don't want it to. So, happy good morning. It is December 8th, so we went to the gym all ready for the day. Today is a big shipping day for me, so I might not have a whole lot to say after this clip. I probably won't because this is probably going to be like almost a 20-hour day for me. Maybe not quite, maybe like 18. But that's all right because we're grateful for the work. We're very grateful for the work. It is a glorious thing to be an artist, to make that as your career and to earn your living by making art. And especially now in these trying times. So I made myself and my husband a little protein shake. And then, yeah, I just did some laundry. I've been working and now I thought I would come and talk to you and do the tea tasting. So today's tea is elderberry wine. And it says it has hibiscus, rose hips, apple pieces, echinacea, elderberry, lemongrass, raspberries, blue cornflowers. So this is herbal tea. They're all herbal teas. And that sounds interesting, but where does the elderberry... Oh, it does have elderberry in it. Oh my goodness. What do you think you need to sniff this for? What do you think you need to do that for? What do you need to do that for? This is Wanda, by the way. Kazi's just staring out the window at his nemesis, the smoker. It's still out there from Thanksgiving. Okay, tea tasting. Elderberry wine. Let's see. It smells pretty mild, and I did see some, like, what looked like hay in there, which is probably the lemongrass. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
These guys, I swear. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You can taste the lemongrass for sure. You can taste the rose hips, the hibiscus. It's not tart. Like, I feel like sometimes you get herbal teas that have hibiscus and it's like so tart. Look at this silly little girl. She just loves me so much. Oh, you too? I know I can't have a conversation with just Wanda. Huh? No. Yeah, we love you too. I don't want you guys to get burned because this is hot. So it's good. You can taste all of those things in here, except for I still don't know what blue cornflowers taste like. Honestly, I'm not getting really any echinacea that I can taste. I don't know, but it's good. I like it. Probably a 6 out of 10. Like, that's a solid, very cozy, comforting, not sharp, pretty mellow. Hi. Oh my gosh, these guys. What are you doing over there? You better not be pee-peeing. Right? Okay, let's talk about what I have read. So I did finish To Tame a Savage. Gosh. Titles, right? What the heck kind of title? To Tame a Savage Heart. I swear there's just something about my brain when I'm put on the spot and I'm like, couldn't tell you what the name is. Couldn't tell you what your name is. Couldn't tell you what my own name is. I never forget Wanda's name. No. To Tame a Savage Heart. I did end up giving this 3 stars. It really didn't get too much better for me, although I will say, like, I've said this before, most of the time, unless an author writes in a way that is very specific, that is full of like a ton of like nuance and relationship development, I want there to be more build up before they get together, right? And I think that other than what I said in the previous video, this was very attraction forward, this was very like that was powering their relationship, and I feel like that was like a missed opportunity because the book starts with her writing letters, and like, why didn't we get to see the letters? Why didn't we get to, like, epistolary romances are one of my favorite things, and why didn't he write back? Like, he could have written back and it would have been really great, right? But she professes love to him quite early, and it's very clear to the reader. It's not love. She's enamored with him. She's infatuated with him. And a lot of that is the mystique of him. He's very mysterious. She's drawn to very, like, damaged things, and he's very damaged. Like, he has a very tragic backstory, which I also feel like wasn't super explored in here. Like, his mother kills herself because of something his father does, and then his father kills himself right in front of our hero. So this man is pretty damaged, right? But again, that's not really unpacked a lot, and I feel like the overall tone of this book is by and large just very lighthearted, despite some of the very serious subject matter. And that is also not something that I love. Like, the tone in this didn't seem to match the energy that the author was going for, in my opinion. But yeah, she professes her love to him first, which I never really love in romance, you know? Like, I want the hero to be on his knees and dying and professing his love for her first. Yeah, I do. And I just felt like she decided she was in love with him for no apparent reason other than she was very enamored with who he was and like the damage and like the kind of sort of morbid things about him, and her overwhelmingly physical attraction to him. And he is very physically attracted to her. For his part, he takes a lot longer to get on board with the idea of being in love with her, and he makes a lot of decisions throughout this book that are kind of continuously pushing her away or rejecting her love, and I just typically don't like that. So I don't think this is a bad book, but it is definitely not a book for me. So I gave it 3 stars. And I don't think this is a bad author, though. I think her writing was solid. I think the concept was great. I just feel like she really missed out on the execution, specifically because she had so much great material that she created to work with. So this is one where the premise was great, the execution didn't work for me. So 3 stars for that one. But honestly, like, I was thinking about that, and I was like, why am I being so harsh on this? Because I do feel like I was pretty harsh on that one, even though I was like 3 stars. Whereas some of like the holiday romances that I've read, like, I've also given them 3 stars, but I haven't felt disappointed. And I think a lot of that is the premise of this. I felt like it had so much potential to really be powerful and emotional, which is what I want. Specifically in a historical romance, I want it to feel epically romantic, and I just don't feel like we got that here. And so that is maybe my bad for coming into it with different expectations. But I also feel like I pretty much very rarely seek out a historical because I want something rom-com-ish and feel, with the exception of a few authors like Tessa Dare. There are some authors who can really do that good. And I do feel like this kind of felt it was giving a little bit of rom-com vibes, which again doesn't really track with the premise, her, and everything that happened to his dad. Like, sir, how you doing? Come here. So yeah, 3 stars. Moving right along. So then, the next book that I'm going to be listening to today, which I am this far into already, I've been listening to it this morning, having a grand time. This is so good. Everybody, a couple of you have told me in the comments in Vlogmas that this has been one of your favorite books this year, and I was very excited to start this. I am absolutely loving it. The writing is top tier. The setup of this is so fun. Like, he's the ghost of Christmas Past, I believe. And she, you know, I think with like any type of Scrooge or a Christmas Carol, you assume that the ghosts are going to be visiting people who need to change their ways. And this is interesting because it appears that she doesn't really have anything to change her ways about, you know, like seems for all intents and purposes just an absolute delight. Oh my goodness. She did not like that. She just seems like an absolute delight, and the Ghost of Christmas Past is even like, what's wrong with you? Why am I haunting you? You seem perfect. Like, what have you done wrong? So I'm very much enjoying this. There is some really great, delicious romantic tension between the two of them, and just some really fun dialogue, a really fun setup. I'm having a blast with this, and I'll be very surprised if this isn't 5 stars, honestly. I've read several B.K. Borrison books. I think I've read 4. This is maybe my 5th one, and I've liked them all. They've all been pretty much 4 stars. I haven't gotten a 5-star yet. This could be the one. This Christmas romance could be a 5-star read. Let's hope. Let's hope. So, okay, and then I'm going to end this video, this clip here. I'm going to come back when I need another break from work to talk to you guys, because I did start a Kindle book over the weekend that I am absolutely obsessed with. I am at this point, I'm about 40% of the way through, so I'm going to try and have Alexa read it to me, because I really would like to finish it. Come here! I would really love to finish this book, and there is no audio available, which is why I would ask Alexa to read it to me, because I'm not going to pay for an audiobook that has virtual voice, but I did buy the book. I bought a physical copy, and I'm reading it on Kindle Unlimited. If there was an audio available, I would absolutely buy that. But I'm obsessed with this book. I'm obsessed with it. It is small town, magical realism, cozy, The romance is so good. It's called, I guess I should tell you what it's called. It's called Blue Willow. It just came out, hardly any ratings, hardly any reviews, and I'm obsessed with it. And I want to tell you about why I'm obsessed with it, and I want to use an example to talk about the writing in it because I think it's so good. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work and I'll come back at the end of the day and tell you about Blue Willow, okay? Okay. I'll see y'all soon. Wanda, just always gonna be kissing, huh? We're such a kiss. Hello friends, how are you? I'm trying to get my cutie little Christmas tree in the video, but I am going to put a book cover there, so I don't know if that's... What's the point in that, right? So, it's almost 5 o'clock. It is time to say goodbye for this episode of Vlogmas. I am going to keep working tonight. I do oftentimes keep working and sculpting as the night goes on if I have time at home that isn't obligated to like family and stuff. But specifically now that we are in the Christmas rush and there are shipping deadlines, I gotta get cracking. So I don't know that I'm gonna be able to keep up with daily uploads this week, but I am gonna do my best, you know, I'm gonna do my best because I've really enjoyed doing this. It's been so fun. I've loved hearing your comments and getting the feedback from you guys. You guys have been amazing, and I'm not saying goodbye. I probably will keep doing this, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's starting to feel like I'm running out of time for Christmas, you know, to get orders done and shipped out. So anyway, let's do a reading update. So I am about 40%, almost 50%. Let's see, what did it say? I'm listening to the audio on Libro FM. I got an audio influencer copy. Oh, by the way, Good Spirits by Borrison. That's the book I'm listening to today. Last I checked, okay, so it's, yeah, I'm about 40% in. It says I have 60% left to go, so I probably won't finish this tonight. I don't know. I don't often get a lot of audiobook time done at night if we're hanging out, and I think if I'm working, my husband will probably be working alongside me, and maybe we'll talk, or maybe we'll do whatever, so. However, I am loving Good Spirits. I feel like This book is romantic with a capital R. Like, this book is romantic with a capital R. It is so incredibly beautiful. And the thing about this book that is really interesting, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why is this holding my attention so much? And I think a lot of it has to do with the character interactions, because the hero, Nolan, he is the ghost of Christmas past, and he is Irish, and he doesn't really, the only thing he really gets to do is come out at Christmas time, haunt whoever needs a change of heart, and then he goes back to his life until hopefully he can be done with the afterlife and go about his regular routine, right? Or, regular afterlife, whatever a regular routine would be, I don't even know. But it's interesting because he is so unbothered. Like, this guy is so unbothered by so many things, except for the heroine. And he's not bothered in the way that, like, he's upset or frustrated or angry or anything. He's bothered by the way he feels when he's around her. Like, there is one scene in here that I just barely read that is so swoonily romantic, where she just holds him, like, hugs him and strokes his hair off of his head. And it was, I feel like that was such a beautifully tender scene of a heroine showing so much tender affection to the hero that obviously was creating, like, intimate feelings and probably aroused feelings, but it didn't lead to sex, but it was just so tender and wholesome, and he just recognized, like, it had been so long since he had been touched like that, since he had been held. And Harriet, for her part, she lives a pretty lonely life. She doesn't really have a lot of people in her life. There's some type of history that happened with her family that we're not entirely sure of yet. So she's kind of lonely, and she's kind of accepted that that's her life. And so these two people who are so unlikely, that have just a hint of magic surrounding them, they find each other, and there's hesitation only on the part of, she's like, well, he's the ghost of Christmas past, so what? And he's like, well, I'm supposed to haunt her, and I don't know what. So they both have this feeling of, this could end at any moment. And the way that, like, it's pitched as the ghost of Christmas past romance, I'm really curious about what the happily ever after is. Although I will say I did predict one thing that happened in the plot, because I was like, so if she's so good and he can't figure out what he's there for her to make amends, then maybe it's something about him. So I have a feeling there's going to be some intertwining of their past histories, and hopefully he gets to say a human or gets reincarnated or whatever. But I have to tell you, this is just one of the most sweetly romantic capital R books that I've read in a really, really long time. Like, every scene in this book has so much attention to detail and what the gesture means, while also telling you how the character is feeling and thinking, and not in a way that feels overly done or overly obvious, but the details that she chooses to focus on are just so incredible, like, there goes my dogs barking. Okay, here's an example of the type of description that I absolutely love, okay? And this is the scene I was talking about. It says, he wraps himself around me like a vine, gathering my body against his until his face is in my neck and my arms are draped over his shoulders. His hands are so big, cupped on either side of my ribcage, his arms crossed over one another. My feet dangle off the ground as he lifts me up closer against his chest, the toes of my boots skimming the tops of his. So I feel like we get a lot of information and we get a lot of feeling. Like, this is description that is doing something. It's showing action, but it's showing how she's feeling about all of this, right? Just in the way that she describes him. She says, I blink at the wall in astonishment, then wrap my arms around him and squeeze. A deep sound rattles out of him. Okay, I ask. He nods, then shakes his head. I drag one hand through his messy hair and he holds me tighter. I scratch my nails against the back of his neck and he shivers. I hold him in the lobby of the ice skating rink with my body wrapped around his, my feet dangling at his shins and his arms snug around my waist. I hug him until my arms go numb. Another moment, he begs, after I've combed all his hair off his face and traced the curve of his ears enough times to know that he has a scar shaped like a crescent moon on one, the delicate skin slightly raised beneath my touch. Nolan presses his face farther into my neck, nose nudging. I just need one more moment and I'll be grand. Like, I'm sorry, what? That is literally one of the most tender and romantic and intimate scenes that I have ever read in my life. I'm obsessed with this book. You guys were right. Those of you who recommended this. I've been gonna read it because I got the audio influencer copy in like September and I just never got to it because I didn't want to read a Christmas romance in September. What kind of influencer am I? Not a very good one, but the way that she describes it, like, can you tell me the last time that you have read a scene where a man craved affection and asked for more, like, when's the last time you've read a scene like that? I can't think of any. This is just like every single thing that I want in a romance. Right here, like that feeling, that vibe, if you will, the vibe. The way he just like, the way he snuggles into her neck deeper. He'll be grand. I'm sorry, I am dead. This is fantastic, beautiful. Obsessed with it. Can't wait to keep reading. I honestly was going to update you on the Kindle book I've been reading, but I didn't listen to it I didn't have Alexa read it to me because I tried it and it just sounded like so weird. It was very obviously like a robot voice and I was just like, nah. And I've been having so much fun reading that physically, but I will say Blue Willow is a book to put on your radar because it is beautifully cozy, slightly melancholy, slow burn romance, and the writing is chef's kiss superb, but also this, you gotta read this, you guys. Okay, hopefully my dinner's not burning. I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Vlogmas. I love y'all so much, and if you have made it this far, please leave me anything red because my hair is red, and I will talk to you soon.